Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if you're new, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, I am starting bright and early. I've got some dishes to do, a little bit of picking up, and then I'm running to both Winco and Costco. Then when I get home, I'm going to do a little playing outside with my grandson and cook fajitas for dinner. So please join me as I get it all done. It is pretty early on a Friday morning. I'm having my second cup of coffee. I'll go ahead and show you the state of my home, but today I'm just gonna do kind of like a day in the life. I'm going to pick up my home, get my youngest off to school. I am gonna run to Winco, grab what I need to get there without help, because as soon as I get back, I get my grandson. And if we have enough energy, then we're gonna go ahead and run to Costco. It's supposed to be nice outside, so I'd like to get some outside play as well. So anyways, I'm gonna finish my second cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna get my house picked up real quick. As you saw, I have some dishes to do from last night. I was just so tired, and sometimes that happens. You know, you just can only do what you have the energy to do. And I just didn't have the energy to finish the dishes last night, so I kept them in the sink. I kept a pot or two soaking, so I'm gonna go ahead and handle those this morning, pick some things up, get ready, and we'll start the rest of our day. Thanks so much for coming along with me. Here's how my home is currently looking. As you saw, there were some dishes in here from last night, and I really just need to wipe things down. We had some pizza the other day that needs to go out. Big gulp from one of my children. And then dining room is fine. In here, not too bad. Straighten up the couch. And then right here, my grandson was over last night. A lot of fingerprints. I just want to get that done. And then get the couch over here fixed up. Once I do all that, get ready and head to Wnco. Now that the house is cleaned up or picked up, I'm going to go ahead and tackle these dishes. I was showing my garbage can. Sometimes it has a little mind of its own. Here I'm filling up my sink with the usual, with my Blue Dawn dish soap and a little splash of bleach. And then I'm going to rinse these dishes off and go ahead and put them into soak. Now that the dishes are soaking, I'm going to go ahead and just wipe down the counters in my kitchen real quick. I'm just using a little bit of like a Comet bleach type cleaner on my kitchen counters and on my stovetop. We put our recyclables, the containers and the boxes, on the banister behind me, and then my son will take those out to the recycle bin on the side of the house. And here again, my garbage can's having a mind of its own. 2 pots scrubbed up, so they're just gonna dry right here. Sink is cleaned out. Got the dishes soaking. Don't sleep on soaking dishes, because the good thing about it, well, at least for me, I use Blue Dawn dish soap with a splash of bleach. And then when you leave your dishes soaking, you come back. Not only does it help to clean them, but then your house smells really fresh. So I'm going to leave those in there soaking while I do what I need to do this morning. But my husband's coffee cup. The rest of it, I just basically wipe down the kitchen real quick, put everything away in the living room. She'll go out right before I leave. And I got my table done. So next step, Winco. To go. So I'm just checking in real quick, heading out to Winco. I got a hoodie on, some shorts. I'm not sure if you can see them, but some little sparkly sandals. So I'm gonna run to Winco real quick and just get a few things. Next week's gonna be kind of our bigger grocery shop, but I'm gonna run to Winco, come back, I'll do a Winco haul, and then I'm gonna go ahead, and my grandson should be here, and then we'll probably hop in and go to Costco. But anyways, as of right now, let's go to Winco. I saw this basket and grabbed it for my grandson's toys in the living room. I thought it was really cute. And then while I was over here in this area, I was just looking at all the things they have. Really a nice variety. They had these boxes, would be really nice for like a baby's room. They're not super durable, but they're pretty nice, really reasonably priced. But this is what I came over to this area for right here, was to get a little pool. It's nice outside, so I thought the grandkids could be in the pool on the deck. Now we'll get back to grocery shopping. I'm about to go to the bakery area and it smells so good. In the state we live in, you have to bring your own grocery bags or your reusable bags to the store. If you don't have a bag, they charge you for it. Leave a comment down below and let me know. Do you live in a state where you have to pay for grocery bags, or you need to bring your own bag? Or do you still get bags for free? All right, back home. Here is a quick overview of everything I got. Not too much, just enough to fill in. Here is my total, but I did have like 3 or 4 items that were like 10 plus. So my big coffee, and then the hamburger, and this basket. So once you kind of take, and the pool. So I did get this pool for the backyard. We have a bigger one, but I didn't want to put it out. We only have a couple days that are nice. So I thought that for my grandsons out on the deck. So I'll go ahead and go through everything else. If you hear stuff in the background, that is my grandson and my oldest playing basketball. All right, so we'll start here. I ended up getting this. I normally don't. I normally buy the hamburger meat that's, Wnco packages, but they just had smaller ones out for right now, and I needed more meat, so I got this, and I'll split it up. But we're doing hamburgers and then tacos for sure, so I got that. I ended up getting some more of the thin spaghetti. We like that. And of course some more white sauce or Alfredo sauce. My youngest son really likes chicken Alfredo, so I like to keep that on hand. I got these little peppers. I have a couple left over. And then I got some of these. And right after that, I thought, I'm going to Costco. I should have got the big pack. But we'll see. I got the carb balance because I'm kind of starting to watch a little bit of my carbs. Just trying to do more protein, get a little more energy. But I did get these. So what we're going to do is end up doing fajitas, because I had some fajita meat, or some meat that we use for fajitas, left over from our trip out of town that's frozen. So we'll have fajitas one night, and I got the peppers. We'll have hamburgers, and I got those in here in the basket, is hamburger buns and hot dog buns. Just put them in there so they won't get smushed. I got this basket over in the living room, over by where my little fireplace is. I have a basket for my grandkids' toys, but I kind of like the way this looked, and I like that it moves a little bit more, so I'm going to put it in that space and see if that works out a little bit better. Got myself some zero sugar beef jerky. That actually was a really good price. It was like $3. These are the sliced cheese that I picked out for our hamburgers when we do them. I got some strawberries. I picked up this. My older son, who lives here, who goes to college, likes to heat those up every now and then, so I like to have those on hand. Then I got beef hot dogs for later this week. We'll probably do chili dogs. I have some leftover chili that I froze from when we were out of town. An onion to go with the fajitas, some more fajita mix. And then I found this when we did fajitas up at the mountains, and everybody really liked it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this rice with the fajitas here. And then I got some Grand's biscuits, along with biscuits and gravy, the mix for the weekend. I did get some sugar-free creamer. We'll see how that goes. This was intentional. But I still am going to get the Starbucks for my husband when we go to Costco. The chips I always get, like I said, a little pool for the deck for the few days it's warm and I don't want to pull out the big pool yet. Some Takis for my youngest. Some chicken breast that will make a few different things with this. And there's the onion I showed. And then, of course, salad mix. I already have taco shells, but we will be doing tacos this week as well. So that is what I grabbed for Winco. We do have a lot of snacks and things left over from when we went out of town for the long weekend. So I really just needed to get some fillers to make some definite meals. And then when we go to Costco, we're just going to kind of get, the toilet paper, paper towels, and the necessities. So anyways, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and put this all away, stop rambling, and my grandson and I will get on to Costco. For Costco? Are you ready? No. No? Too bad. Look at that. It's like a couch. Camping. Hey! I know. That's nice though. That's what it is. I love that smell. And those right there, 28? Will they survive in our soil and sun, I guess is what I'm asking. I love the smell. I'm so tempted. Okay, well, think about it because it's cold. You're cold in the produce. I'm gonna try to cut through here. Can you do it? All right, let's go. This shaved ice stand coming out of Costco was a pleasant surprise. My favorite is Tiger Blood and Pina Colada. We made it back from Costco. My grandson's having a quick Uncrustable for lunch. So while he's doing that, I'll go ahead and go over what we got. We did get toilet paper. My son already put that downstairs. And we got the jasmine tree or bush that you saw. Smells so amazing. That, of course, is outside. So here we got some grapes. I really like to do cottage cheese and grapes. I'm hoping these grapes were a little better. They're kind of the regular ones, which is fine. Versus last time I got the candy grapes and they weren't all that great. So hopefully these are good. My son picked out these bars. He likes them for school. And then I got this. Just sounded good. Artichoke, jalapeno, and Parmesan dip. And I got some sweet peppers earlier at Winco, so I'll cut some up to dip in, but also carrots we can use as well. And then I got the Starbucks creamer, of course. Got another one of these potatoes. I'm not sure what I'm going to make it with. Maybe some chicken or some salmon. But I grabbed them while we were there. We enjoy those. And then, of course, the paper towels and the Downy. I enjoy the Downy. And then we got the Skinny Pop. So that is it. Not a huge Costco haul. So we'll get it all put away. All right, I just wanted to check back in real quick. I was going to do these dishes here when my grandson went down for his nap, but he has not gone down for his nap. So if you hear him in the background, he's a little cranky, but that's okay. Anyway, so I am going to go ahead and knock these dishes out real quick. And I think I'm going to set up that little pool that I got back over here from Winco. It's pretty nice here today. And so I was thinking I could put that on the deck, and then after I pick up my son from school, then my grandson can get in the pool. And if my son wants to, you know, stick his feet in or whatever the case may be. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and knock these dishes out real quick so I can go grab him. And then tonight I am making fajitas for dinner, so I will probably share that. But anyways, let me knock these dishes out. I really just kind of have a lot of like the coffee cups that I use when I go to work, and then my husband will take sometimes leftovers to work. So really a lot of those, you know, type of containers and things like that. Bubbles! It's Bubbles! He sees Bubbles on the dishes that are there. Maybe I didn't rinse them good enough. I had to still put those away, but they're dry. The rest of them are here. The sink is good. Kitchen, of course, still looks fine. Can't say the same for the living room, but that's okay. We'll get that later. I did change. I put this on, just a little black dress on. We're going, honey. We're getting ready to go. My grandson's ready to go. Got the dishes done. House looks pretty good besides, you know, toys in the living room, which, you know, hey, kids will be kids. We'll get that later. But I am going to go ahead and set up the little kiddie pool. And then I'll be on my way to the lovely pickup line at school. And then we'll be back here. So, well, this is the first time, I got to say, in a long time that a box was not deceiving. Because, well, I'm not done blowing this up. This is all I could do. It's in the kitchen. I got to go grab my son, and then I'll have to come back and fill it with water. But then I'll probably put like a pot of hot water on the stove so that it will kind of warm up quicker. But this is not even fully blown up. And on the box, I thought it was a little bit smaller, which, I mean, this is fine. I just really thought it was smaller. So I'm pleasantly pleased. Anyways, we're off. We'll be back. Wow. Does that feel nice? Well, we had a lot of fun outside, and now it's time to make dinner. I'm boiling this pot of water for the rice, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that up. And you'll see me later on put in a little bit more water. I like misread it. And as soon as I looked and really thought about it, I was like, whoa. And I went back and put the full amount of water in. Next, I'm cutting up some onions. We do the onions and the peppers. I like to saute them in the butter for our fajitas. I just got these peppers. They had the bag on sale, but I'll use these or the larger ones. I try to get take the ends off and the seeds out best I can, and then I just slice them up so that they can be sauteed. Now the fajitas I'm making right here are just like your basic fajitas. There's nothing fancy about it, but it is super easy and they taste really, really good. If you've watched me before or see me now, I do not shy away from butter. So I put some butter in the pan for the meat, and then, of course, some butter in the rice. And then this is the meat that we used and is so, so good. We got it from Costco. And then these are the seasonings that I will be using. Your typical onion powder, garlic powder, and seasoning salt, and then black pepper. And, of course, the fajita mix later. But I do like to season my meat as it's cooking. It's already smelling so good in here. Not only was this meat good for these fajitas, but I think it would be great for Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So next time we get it, I'm going to try to make that as well. This is when I looked over and noticed, I think I need a little more water in the rice. Now everything's going. It smells so good and the water's boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and start the rice. This rice went really well with the fajitas. Here I'm adding the water so that I can add the fajita mix to the meat. And I've got to say, the key here, I just let it simmer for quite some time and the sauce kind of thickened up, and it was so good. Very flavorful. This is what we had to add on top of our fajitas, which is our salsa, cheese, lettuce, sour cream. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the fajitas together for my family. This first one I'm making is for my son. I wrap his like a burrito. It just makes it easier. Of course, you can add other things. I like guacamole. I just didn't have any on hand. So here is the fajita for my youngest. And then the next one is for my college student, and then my husband's, and then I went back and made mine. Dinner was a success. It was so good. There's some leftovers my son is going to heat up later. And then here is the basket from my grandson's toys. I think it looks so cute. But thanks so much for coming along with me today as I got my shopping done, picked up my home, got to play outside a little bit in the nice weather, and cook dinner. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. God bless you.